Good morning, stepsons. What is it you feed your body? Is it healthful food or is it nutritious garbage? Or somewhere in between? You eating a lot of carbs and not so much protein? What I want you guys to be thinking about today is not what you're feeding your body, but what you're feeding your mind. That's even more important. I used to have a half an hour commute at minimum, and if I worked at a different location, it was a full hour one way. I had a lot of time to do something. I could listen to radio, which is usually what I did, particularly newscasts, because I like to know what's going on in the world. But that has an effect. What you feed your mind determines what you think and how you think, and consequently how you feel and how you behave. So what you feed your mind is more important than what you feed your body. The good news is if you start feeding your mind good stuff, you're more likely to feed your body good stuff. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. My mom, wonderful angel mother, she was raised coming out of the Depression. That taught her different ways of thinking, frugality particularly, because her parents had to scrimp and save and work the whole time to make ends meet with their kids. They lived on a farm too, so if you didn't work, you didn't eat, basically. Well, she brought that ethic with her into her marriage, which sadly fell apart. My parents got divorced. That's why Mom raised 5 of us. So she consequently wasn't living in the Depression, but we had to scrimp and save. She didn't have a lot of excess money. We didn't. We didn't lack for anything, but we didn't go out and eat a lot. Our vacations were camping, not hotels or resorts. And I had a lot of hand-me-down clothes. My point is that she learned ways of thinking that affected her the rest of her life. Well, that's true for you too. But the good news for all of us is that we get to choose what we feed our mind, and that determines how we think. I'm going to put a link to a little survey you can take that analyzes your thinking habits. If you're interested in it, go take it. You get your results right away. It'll show you how you're thinking. The ways we think affect how you feel, which affects how you behave. What are you feeding your mind? Let me give you some practical things you can do. If you're spending your time on social media all day, cut it way back. Maybe you can watch a Stepdad video every day, but don't spend your time scrolling on the screen. You're not feeding your mind the best stuff. If you like to catch up on news and you spend a lot of time listening to news outlets, maybe that's not a good thing for you. If you're overindulging in entertainment, well, maybe you need to cut back on that. What can you start feeding your mind that's nutritious? Are there books you can read? Are there audiobooks you can listen to that are personal development, personal growth, educational about whatever your career field is in? What can you study during your commute with an audiobook as opposed to listening to a news broadcast? There's a lot you can do in the discretionary time that you've got in your day to feed your mind better nutrition. One of the things I hope you'll feed your mind every day is this message from me. You can figure out how to succeed in life, even if you didn't have a good example growing up. And you do have a dad that loves you. And I'll see you on the next video.